Regulation chasing innovation. Nigeria's Senate holding a public hearing on making amendments to the Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act of 2020, oversights on fintechs, boosting the Central Bank of Nigeria for it to be able to carry out its duties, and also Ponzi schemes and trying to clamp down on Ponzi schemes. Senator Godswill Akpabio, he of course was represented in the Senate during this particular public hearing. And we want to get into how effective we think it's going to be, whether Ponzi schemes can really be clamped down in Nigeria, and fintechs, and also crypto as well. Yinka Awonsanya, he of course is a research executive in the tech space, joins us to discuss. Yinka, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So is regulation forever behind innovation?
So it's not always a straight jacket. So there are cases where the regulation is behind and then innovation goes first. And there are cases where the regulation comes first before the regulation. So take Kenya, for instance. It was innovation in terms of mobile money and M-Pesa before regulation then play the cash up. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. We had regulation first before we started having a lot of players in the space. So it's not a one jacket fit or what's that saying? But then it's a case of it depends on what the market demands. So if the market says, okay, yes, regulations needs to play catch up to the innovation first. But if the innovation comes first, it helps the industry so that at least the innovation can stabilize to understand the market, and then the innovation can then layer. Or regulation rather, can then layer on the innovation that has happened in this space. All
right, well, there's a lot happening in Nigeria's fintech space. There's a lot happening with cryptocurrencies, a lot going on with cross-border payments and so on and so forth. What do you make of what this Senate public hearing and this push to amend BOIFA and so on? What do you make of it all?
I saw the hearing on scrolling through Twitter X yesterday, and I saw a short clip of a senator saying he couldn't. His WhatsApp was hacked or something like that, and then it was his daughter that was like, okay. And then, the question that popped in my head is, you as a committee member overseeing a particular industry, you have no basic knowledge about the particular industry, then that tells of what we are really oversight. Those that are really doing the oversight function. Because if yes, there are the SEC, there's the CBN and all that's playing the regulatory function, but then you also have the National Assembly that also play an oversight function. But then if you have people in the committee that can say this is it. So if you call me and you are drilling me about my industry and I'm giving you jargons about the industry, you don't understand it. So what then are you oversighting?
Right.
So what then are you playing oversight?
Yeah. So
that's you really don't understand.
Question.
Exactly. So you really don't understand. So yes, oversight is fine, at least so that there's a checkmate. But then it's a question of who is doing the oversight function. Who are those in the committee?
Yeah. Hey, look. So Arise News were in Washington, D.C. with for the IMF World Bank meetings. The Central Bank of Nigeria, remember, called a meeting of the fintechs. This was last October. And we were there to witness Cardoso just listening to each fintech going. He went around the table, just tell me your issues. And then they just published, the CBN published the paper on how they want to get, boost the regulatory framework. They want to make things easier for the fintechs and so on, because they see the fintechs as ambassadors for the country, right? In terms of them scaling across Africa. So I'm wondering if what we make of what the Senate is trying to do here, because I know they said they want to boost the CBNs over, but I feel like even the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under Dr. Omowatimi Agama, they've also been pushing forward with crypto regulation and so on. So, they seem to be doing their thing already. So I'm wondering, what extra is the Senate trying to add here? Look, because I know the Senate mentioned that they don't want to add another regulatory body. It's going to burden everything. So what, is there an overreach here?
So recently I heard that there are plans to create another regulatory body for the fintech. The question that popped up in my head is, what happened to the ones that are already doing it?
Right.
And so right now, in the last 3-4 years, we had cases where CBN will say this, and then SEC will say another thing about the same sector.
Yeah.
So you have cryptocurrency. You mentioned cryptocurrency, for instance. At the point, CBN said instructed banks not to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions.
MFL, I'll never forget that.
And then the SEC was giving out licenses or saying, yes, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So you now bear the question, who should we now
listen to?
Yeah. So yes, so there is completely that part. But then it's still again, so yes, trying to define the role, the National Assembly can play a part in that, define the role to say, yes, CBN, this is your own role, SEC, this is your role, any other players in this area. So clearly define the role so that it's not a case of overlapping roles.
Yeah.
But then definitely there is need for that oversight because the CBN cannot do it alone as well as the SEC. So they still need that body that will see oversight what they are doing. As I mentioned earlier, so who are those guys now doing the oversight?
So you look at the bottom of the screen there. So our folks put Senate empower CBN to regulate fintech. That's all. They're already doing that. You see, this is the kind of stuff that's going to go out there and make people think that the Senate is empowering. No, you're not. The Senate is not empowering the CBN to do anything. They're already there. They're already regulating
name any fintech. So they're either licensed by the CBN or by SEC.
Yeah, exactly. Not the Senate.
CBN, SEC, or NICOM.
Right, the regulators are already there. They're already doing their work.
They're doing it. So them trying to say, yes, we are doing our work. We are doing our oversight work.
Is it because of the elections next year?
It's just to say,
hey, we're doing something.
I'm doing something.
We're working. Public hearing. Everybody come. CBN, you do this. SEC, you do that.
So what are you doing? Who is doing the work? Because to launch a banking platform in Nigeria, you get a license from the CBN.
Yeah.
To launch a security or any cryptocurrency platform or crowdfunding, you go to SEC. InsurTech, you go to NICOM.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
It's there already. So, yes, there is that need for oversight function. Who is doing the oversight function?
That's the question. The roles are defined already. Did you see that viral video of Money Points getting grilled in this? You see, this is the thing again. Once again, funny enough, Money Point was one of those fintechs that was in the room with the central bank where they were listening to all the issues. The CBN just want to make life easier for them. But this whole issue around fraudulent activity happening on different platforms and stuff like that, is that fair to point at one particular company and try to make it look like, and for our anyway, I was going to play the video, but I mean, everybody knows if you go on X, there's this viral video of, Money Point being grilled for this and that. But what do you make of that?
For me, I'll say it's not fair to say, yes, let's point out one person or one company doing this. They are all playing in the fintech space. They are playing in the banking space.
Yeah.
It's a case of calling the regulator in that space to come and defend the players that is being regulated.
Yeah.
The CBN should come and answer, okay, what is CBN doing? So I was mentioning something around, yes, you can create a bank account with this, people get your phone number. When the KYC was, I think one of the initial KYC framework that was released, the tier 1 is that you need only your phone number and I believe passport to create a bank account.
Yeah. And
then in 2023 thereabouts, so it was revealed that you need, aside the phone number and all that, so you need an NIN or BVN. And that's 2023. That's after we had almost a decade of people creating bank accounts. And then now, how many people have NIN? How many people have BVN? Okay, NIN is about around 20-something million.
Gotcha.
So there is that level of protection already, but then it still doesn't
mean that it's a perfect system and nothing is going to happen.
If anyone picks another person's phone number or phone, it can get the NIN and BVN without talking to the person.
My whole life is on my phone. You grab my phone, you got it all.
You dial a code and you get the BVN. You dial a code, you get.
Well, if you can get it, if you look like me, I can do the facial and get my password. But I get what you're saying.
The facial is even going a step. I don't need the facial.
Yeah.
I just need to dial the code and he sent me the BVN or NIN.
Yeah.
And I use that to create an account.
Right.
So now, whose fault is that?
Is it the regulator's fault? Is it my? Yeah.
So it's a whole thing that we're just trying to say, let's just blame someone.
Right. It's for a scapegoat. And make it go viral on social media. And then they say, money point was...
In your intro, you mentioned Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme has been on for centuries. As the last, one of the earlier recorded version, a case of Ponzi was late 1800s. Where someone founded a country that wasn't there. And then sold it to people. People bought it. In today's money, I think they said they raised almost $20 million.
Yeah.
As far back as 1800. No internet then.
Yeah. And now it's even worse.
Now the internet has kind of like democratized everything. I just pick up my phone and put it and have people sign up. And
Bernie Madoff, legend. So thank you. So can anything be done about because look, they're even on WhatsApp. I mean, there are groups set up. They pull some suckers in there who don't know any better, and they take them for their money. How do you regulate channels on WhatsApp? Who's going to do that?
You really cannot regulate it. You really cannot regulate it.
I can't count.
Watched one documentary and was like, the joke is on the person that is trying to prevent people from being a victim.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because you really cannot. Okay, this lady, Ruja Ignatova, OneCoin, scammed people of billions of dollars. And at the end, people were creating. I mean, it ghosted everybody and ran away
with the money.
And people created WhatsApp group. So they arrested our brother. People created groups to petition people that arrested the brother to release him. These people that lost money. So those are the people that let's protect. So one thing that can be done is say, educate people.
Yeah. It's education.
Educate people. Okay. These are the signs you need to see. These are the signs you need to avoid and all that. So basically, other than that is...
What can you... But I don't want people to think we're sitting here and saying, don't try and do something. The SEC, CBN, whenever they see something, they flag it and put it out there. It's just we are saying it's the volume, right? The number of... There's so many, you can't... what are you going to do?
A lot. You mentioned SEC. So SEC says, for instance, so SEC has a crowdfunding framework and all that. So, and they've licensed a lot of people. A lot of companies rather. So, at the bottom of the companies that they've licensed, they tell you that it's SEC license. And when you go on SEC's website as well, you also see the list of the companies that are licensed. So it's like a two-factor authentication. Like, we are licensed by SEC, and you go on SEC, you also see them. Same with NDIC.
Deposit Insurance Corporation.
And you see banks, the same thing. And you go on the CBN's website, you see go on insurance. So having that, say I'm going to invest in any platform and make my check. More like a two-factor authenticator. Check the platform you are investing with, right? Then go to the regulator in charge of that industry to make sure they are there. So if anything does happen, then I can just say, SEC.
You told me they were right because you told me they were.
I can then sue SEC. I can also CBN because it's listed on their platform that okay, yes, we've regulated these people, we've seen their books, so we give them license.
That's it. Yinka Awonsanya, research executive research, thank you so much for giving us some tips that the viewers can use so they don't get scammed in a WhatsApp group.
It happens.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.